Hey you guys, Sally and Josie here, and we are excited to bring you another tutorial video. This one's a project. It's a very simple to do, quick and easy, using our Paintable transfers and the Winter Song wreath design. So, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
There's our tool.
Look, it fits this board perfectly. You
Yeah.
probably planned that on purpose.
Totally.
So what size is this board? That you
24 by 24.
cut? Okay, easy. 24
Yes,
by 24
totally.
board.
And what you can also do if you want is make the board a little bit smaller than the transfer and have it gallery wrap around the edge if you want to. So,
that would be pretty.
so I'm going to...
And this board was painted with mineral or chalk style paint in
Yes.
a color, just a simple white.
Yes. And since we're working on a flat surface, we can kind of just do this.
Ooh.
Which is nice because it makes it easier than handling this a lot.
Yeah.
Oops, there we go.
Okay. I love the grid lines.
Yeah, it makes alignment.
So much easier.
Yeah, so make sure that you're parallel. Yeah, and we're good. So
Hold on
now,
a sec.
are we good?
We're a little short down here. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's good.
Okay. Whoops. I actually did it. Let's
Okay. Some people prefer to use some painter's tape to paint down, to tape down the transfer.
And if you're working on a vertical surface, that especially is important because it will move around. So let's
we good?
go in and since we're on a flat surface, it is not important that we tape it down, especially if you're using one hand to stabilize it and the other to start transferring. And you'll start to see
how it gets translucent.
Yeah, you can see where it's transferred, and
this would make a really nice gift where you pre-do all of this and then you give it to somebody and it's ready for them to color in.
oh yeah,
Wouldn't that be fun? Because I was actually just thinking, oh, this would be pretty on Abby's wall and she would want to color it.
Do exactly that, but you know the step we're gonna do next, where we make a area for a word.
Yeah,
doing that
blank
as well. You could leave it blank. You could put a word that is personal to the recipient.
Yeah, maybe their word for the year.
Or,
a lot of people like to do a word for the year.
Or rub while you talk.
Okay.
Or what was I gonna say? Darn it! Oh. A family name, the Griswolds established, blah blah blah, and then leave it unpainted so that they can do it monochromatic, unpainted, or they can color it in themselves. I will tell you, when you get these down, I think it's just the satisfaction that because when we were little, we all used to color. Of coloring in something and something beautiful and making something beautiful.
Yeah. Now, as you go, it's always good to let me show them over on your corner because you're going way faster than me. To just pull up and see how you're doing. And then you can lay it back down. And if anything is missing, it's easy to lay it back down and transfer
there's actually a tiny little bit right there. And
there you go.
If you lay it right back down and then it's down.
Boom, voila.
Look at the difference.
Okay, shut up.
These are not rocket science, guys. Okay, I'm gonna. Can you jump
I
up
think
and
I'm
restart?
just being too careful.
Yeah. Plus, I
Yeah,
ride the wave. I ride the wave.
I know, and I'm a little more conservative about doing that because
I know it does cause little cracks, and I don't care.
Jimmy
so
crack
push.
corn. And okay, now that I have, let me. Okay. It's your angle. You have a better
It's not
angle.
just my angle. I've been doing this constantly. There you go. Okay,
I feel
but don't
like
resent me.
I feel like it's easier for me when I'm standing up. I don't know why. I can't do it sitting down. I can't do anything.
It's rocket science.
Shut up. I can't do anything sitting down or creative. It's weird. I'm weird that way.
There.
Okay. Okay. They're all on my side.
We're good.
Oh, that's so
then
pretty.
clean dry hands.
Clean dry hands.
And just go over it, making sure it's all down. First with your hands, and then we're gonna burnish it with a clean paper towel. I like to use the blue shop towels. Just gently up first. Again, making sure everything's down, and then you can go in and with more firmness burnish it in to really make sure that your that it's all adhered. And you'll lose like little tiny bits and pieces here and there sometimes, and it's no big deal. No big deal.
That's so pretty.
Okay, so now we're gonna sand, right?
Yeah. I go through this inner dilemma because I love it as it is.
It looks so clean.
But our plan was to distress it a little, so let's go for it.
Okay. We're just going to use some of the same color that we coated the base with to create a painterly kind of swath with a brush. And we're just going to go right through here. And we'll probably need to do kind of on the thicker side to get a little bit of texture. But it's supposed to look, you know, painterly, and it's
like
creating,
brush
like brush strokes, and it's creating a spot where we're going to create a word.
It's kind of, yeah, there we go.
Right through there.
Yeah.
Now we'll probably let that dry and then go in and do another one, although it kind of looks nice with the edges of the transfer color coming through a little bit. So
I think that's okay. Just, I like the idea of the stroke being complete, like it's swashed.
okay. I'm gonna put a little more right there.
Okay.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's let this dry. Okay, sweet. So this is dry. And we've created a nice spot for a word, and we're gonna do gather, I think.
Yeah, I like the word gather. I feel like it kind of emulates the feel of this design.
Yeah, I think so too. So let's start with our Typesetting decor stamps, and this has two different type options, and we are going to use the larger one.
If you, just a little side note here, if you do not own this stamp, you need to own this stamp. So
It's
go,
so versatile.
if you're looking for our products, store locator on our website, ironorchiddesigns.com, and you can, from there, go to find a retailer, and you will find a retailer.
Now
of
what
our
I'm
products.
doing is what Sally already did, and that is just to give a light conditioning with a fine sanding block in each direction, and all that does is it gives it a tiny bit of surface tooth. Our stamps are not coated with any you know, silicone agents or anything like that. They're the highest quality food safe material. But because they're smooth, some mediums that tend to want to bead up, not all, but some, you'll get it helps it to just really stay staple on the surface and give you a better impression. So
the reason I just want to interject really quick here. The reason why I say of all of our designs, you want them all, obviously, but this this particular design allows you to customize gifts and projects and your creative endeavors. It's funny because we recently did a series called Stamp All the Gifts, and we were cracking up because we literally had to use this particular set in every project to personalize it and make it special. So definitely want to get this one. And it's called Typesetting.
Yes. Now, whenever you are working with your stamps, you want to always make sure that this side, see, these are face down. This is the stamping side. This is the back that clings to this. Is perfectly clean, as well as your mounting surface. And today we are going to mount with gentle dish soap and warm water.
And there is more information on the care and use of our stamps on our website under products.
So you can see exactly how you want them before you mount them, and that's nice and easy. So we were actually going to do it like this. And Sal, do you want to spot me from that side? Because we want it to face you guys, but we want to make sure it's straight, and I have a hard time seeing it upside down.
Come around this way.
So what do you think?
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah?
Yep, I love it.
Oh, I'm loving the way this is coming out. Okay, so
I know,
color,
I do too. This is really beautiful.
We are going to do our soft black Decor ink. Now, I'm going to ink it, and then Sal, stay there so you can spot it.
Okay.
This is on the juicy side because I just added a little more ink.
So you want even coverage.
Yeah.
But this is one of the mistakes that can be made easily and can be avoided just by making sure you have the proper amount of coverage. You don't want it sloppy, but you want it nice and evenly coated.
Yeah. Okay, so what's cool is we can just kind of hover over the surface and get an eyeball.
And find our spot. Let's see, let's come this way just a teeny bit. And okay, hold it there for a second. Let me get a...
Yeah, you gotta square up to it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, and when you're doing it, you can face it straight on.
Right, it's a little harder doing it upside down.
Okay, I'm gonna go down.
Once you lay it down...
Then lay it down carefully without shifting.
Don't shift.
Don't shift. The biggest important thing is don't shift. Once it's down, clean, dry hands can move over this surface and relatively easy and just kind of smooth. In fact, you can do it like this if you can do it without shifting, or you can do it like this. Just, you don't have to smash it down. It's firm,
right? That's
even pressure. Because if you smash it down, you lose detail.
And it also distorts the
image. It distorts it. So you can see here, I can slide across this without shifting it. So I think we're good.
Wait. Are you sure? Okay. Perfect.
Pretty.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Isn't it?
I love it. Now, it would be beautiful, as you can see, just like this. However, we thought it would be fun to go an extra step and add our Barnwood plank decor stamp.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So the Barnwood plank is a 2-sheet set. It comes with all of this wood and aged texture.
Show them what it looks like. People like to see it in the packaging.
Okay. It looks like this in the packaging.
Now it's anticlimactic.
It already was.
Shut up.
Okay. So anyways, I'm being careful not to go on there, but my favorite way to use these is to simply leave them on the backing they're on, but cut them apart. They're already separated, and that way you can use them as you want individually.
And Josie's talking about this particular set.
Yes,
not
this
all of our
not
sets.
all sets. In fact, the only ones that I like to do that with are the ones that are like you're building with them.
Almost like texture mats.
Yeah, what am I saying? So like the painterly roses, the birds, branches, blossoms, for example.
Oh, right.
And then what you're gonna do, because that way you're not having to mount and unmount constantly every time you use them. So these are some cool butt end seams that you would put in between the planks. So we're just going to set those aside. This one is your kerf marks. This is your plank grain. So you've got all kinds of stuff. You've got a couple of knots here. But for right now, let's start with this one. Yes, and let's use our stone gray. Okay.
And let's make this as light as possible.
Okay, so let me see, what is the width on this? This is about 5 inches in width, and this is 24. So
Are you going
I'm
to go
thinking,
this way or this way? I was thinking this way.
okay,
Can we go this way?
we totally can. So the grain of the actual plywood is going this way, but that doesn't necessarily matter because it's very light grain. Usually if you've got a lot of grain coming through,
work with it.
you would go with the grain to
On
enhance
the
the authenticity. Exactly.
Okay.
But we can go like this. So I'm not going to use the full kerf. These are meant to emulate kerf marks. I'm just going to use a little bit. I'm going to get the outer seam edge, but I'm just going to get a little bit of the kerf, and then you can vary that each time so that you are not getting a repeated pattern. Okay, I'm going to lightly grab that, and then see how I'm just going to dab. I'm not going all the way. On some I might, but on this first one I'm just going to dab a little, and then I'm going to get this seam here. And of course, all of our decor stamps will work with both ink, our decor ink, and paint. So, Sal, help me, spot me, make sure that I'm straight.
Okay. It looks straight.
Okay, so we're gonna lie it down. No shifting, just lightly go in and make contact.
And this one is like, it doesn't have to be as solid, because you're just going to get hints at it.
Exactly. So we're just going to do that again, and we're going to continue it with this plank. And so you can combine the different ones we showed you. Typically, unless you're going to butt them, so let me show you. I'm going to go in the same direction. So the kerf mark is going in the same direction, and I'll tell you why in a moment. You can overlap it a teeny bit if you want to.
Nice.
The reason why is because unless you're going to put a butt mark there, one board would have the same kerf direction the whole way. So my husband had a hardwood flooring business, and that is where my kerf knowledge comes from. So like if it was one single board, the kerf would always go in the same direction because it's from the saw blade when they used to, or when they still do sometimes, use the round type mills, the round bladed mills.
But I think it's details like that you may not understand why your eye feels that it's less real looking.
But it'll stand out.
But it will stand out, right?
Yes. So on the other hand, if you said, okay, well, I want this to be a seam right there, right? In whatever project you're doing, then this part of it, the kerf could be going in a different direction.
Right.
So this time I'm not going to ink that side, I'm only going to ink this side, and I'll show you why. It's just a little spacing trick, and it's not a big deal, but it's kind of nice. You can use this one and just line it up with your previous seam, and it doesn't have ink on it, remember, and then lay it down, and that helps you to be able to just space it properly. without having to double up on your inking. Unless you want to and you're trying to get a deeper, thicker line over there. But this time
But
we're
then
not,
you can
we want to keep it light.
Yeah, sometimes you can get a little haloing and...
Yeah, exactly. It's easier to not double up your ink or what have you. Now I'm going to go, actually on this one, I'm going to go out a little further on a little bit of the kerf for fun. And again, I'm just going to put that seam over that seam, and it's not inked. This side is inked. And a cool, fun thing to know about the planking as well is it's super versatile because if you want, you can cut this apart and space it further apart onto a larger mounting piece so that you could make wider planks if you wanted to. Let's just finish up this little edge here. A piece of masking down right up to this. Can you see this seam right here in the camera? Okay. And protect this board, because if you have a knot that is going over a seam, it would not continue into the board next to it.
You have to treat each board as if it were separate, because in real life that's how it would be.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to put most of it onto that board, but have it end right there.
Isn't
that fun?
Perfect. The stone gray really works nicely for this because it's a very warm gray.
And then let's put one, how about right here?
Perfect. So our Decor inks come in 3 colors right now: China Blue, Soft Black, and what we're using right now is Stone Gray. Actually, we used the Soft Black earlier on the word Gather. And we will continue to come out with more colors, but it works beautifully on fabric, on furniture, on art projects. It's really versatile.
Now, Jonathan was, Mendez was just using this, and he was saying how much he loved this grain. Let's put a little bit of it, but I'm going to say let's avoid the floral area because we don't want it to be too busy, and just kind of bring a little in on the edges. What do you think?
Sure. That sounds good.
Let's just, again, these type of stamps, think of them like a texture mat as opposed to a rectangle. So you can take it and let's just set it, part of it down right here. I'm holding part of it up and putting part down, and then I'm just going to tickle a little bit of, just kind of apply a little bit of pressure and then ease up to just do that, right? And then let's do a little bit of that right here.
Yes.
And just add a little and just kind of, so you don't have a harsh
my heavens.
edge part, and it looks like
this,
isn't it pretty?
Yes. I can't believe
I'm gonna just set this here.
You think this is the first time I've seen this. I really am flabbergasted every time.
I know.
Oh wow, you're going over the words. Okay.
Just putting a little.
Just a little bit. Okay. All right.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so we good? What do you think?
A little bit more
of the grain.
I kind of love it.
I know, it's fun, isn't it?
It is, just a wee bit.
Okay.
Maybe up in this corner, or maybe right in here.
Okay.
She's tickling. Yes!
That looks good, huh?
Guys, this is so awesome.
Let's just turn it and add a little bit more up in there.
Yeah. Did we want to add some of the butt ends?
Oh, I thought you said buttons. We could, yeah. I love these actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's add some.
So we can make it look like it is a pieced together boards.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying because you really don't have to. I just love showing people how they.
Yeah, it is. It's
work.
a really cool. So why don't I put like one right there?
Okay.
Because you know, the reality is a lot of times you are piecing stuff together. Like, because we use salvage stuff around here a lot, stuff that actually came off the original house. Sometimes you don't have boards long enough to span the project, so you're like actually doing that.
Yeah.
So we'll set this. How about right here?
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Get it stable so you're not shifting it.
Mm-hmm.
And apply.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Isn't it?
I'm loving the stone gray with this.
It
really
adds,
loving it.
Just a subtle plank feel to it. You know?
It really does.
I'm just gonna actually on this one, because we made the plank wider.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna do?
Oh, right.
It's super easy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold this end
up.
up.
There you go.
I'm gonna lay it down, and I'm just gonna go like this.
There's always a way.
Okay, and then I'm gonna continue it there, like that.
Perfect.
Boom. Because
I
you're
love
thinking
that.
of it as texture tools, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's done. So I should turn it
around
around
so everybody can see
them,
it.
and then we'll let it dry.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's pretty.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Do you love it?
I love it.
How beautiful is this?
Am I right?
But you know, we call this a paintable because it is. It's an IOD Decor paintable transfer.
Really quick though, I want to rest here for a minute. Just as a reminder, this was a piece of plywood. Okay, in case you're joining us late, this was a piece of plywood. It's amazing to me. It's
you
turned
can do
into this.
so much.
Yeah.
So I would say seal it with your favorite sealer, but I always tend to err on the side of seal stuff because then it's cleanable and you know it's sealed. So
She says
and
that.
it makes
But
also
do you ever seal any of your own
it
stuff?
It also makes the sheen completely the same because you've got a few different things here. You've got paint, you've got transfer, you've got ink, and then another coat of paint. So if you look in a light, some of it has a different sheen. So all you got to do is, even after it's dry, just give it a good seal. Now, what happens when you take a transfer and a paintable transfer and you... Oh. That's the plank stamp, by the way. Paint it, right? Isn't that beautiful? And
one of the things that we really strive to do when we're designing and creating our products is make things that you guys can take and... I think she did that on purpose.
Can you peek around? Because it's hard. They can't...
Okay.
It's...
Make things that you can do what you want with it and make it your own.
Make it totally your own.
You may not see my face.
I mean,
right
you
now.
can do... These are soft, muted colors.
What medium did you use to paint
this? This is diluted chalk paint.
Whoa.
Yes, diluted chalk paint.
That's awesome.
And you can go muted fall colors. You can do vibrant, rich, saturated color. You can do whatever you want. You can do not painting it in. So you can get whatever look you want.
Look at me. But seriously, we're actually going to be doing a classic bouquets. This is our winter song wreath, like we mentioned earlier. Yeah. But we are going to be doing a video very soon using our classic bouquets, and we can show you how to get this effect as well. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us.
You can find your stockist on our website, ironorchiddesigns.com. Find a retailer and hook up with your stockist because only authorized stockists carry our stuff.
You cannot find our products anywhere but an authorized IOD stockist.
They'll take good care of you.
Bye guys. not edit that in. I will.
Ooh,
I will
power.
I will kill you.